Sunup's been quite a while, like just cresting over the mountains over there. It's 6:45 a.m. Kids, wife's still in bed. I'm headed to work. I'm here to repair a truck, a little bit of a truck that I damaged going around a bridge. Because fucking cars in Japan, they just don't give you any leeway. And I was waiting, and finally got fed up and kind of pushed my way in. And because where the location of the car was a little bit too close to me, I had to cut it a little tighter. And in doing so, it was a long truck, messed it up. So the chairman is going to show me how to repair the piece. And in doing so, yesterday I was using the baler, the rice baler, and it's got these stupid fucking legs in the back where the bale rolls out. That should all really kind of scum. It's just a poorly designed. While backing up, these are small little fields. I backed up and bent a leg, so going into work early to learn how to start repairing the stuff that you break, because really you just can't afford as a farmer to be sending stuff out. You got to repair stuff yourself. So that's the deal. You know, I live in such a beautiful community, and right now there's like, you leave at 100 before 7, and everyone is still not up. I'm surprised that some of the farmers aren't up, these local farmers that own these lands here. This is soybeans. Soybeans is a good rotation crop. It's a nitrogen fixer. So they're basically putting nitrogen back into their soil by growing this crop as a rotation crop. As you can see, there's very little weeds, if anything. The Japanese agricultural system really have figured out a way to basically farm without weeds. There's rice. Now, they do quite a bit of labor. A lot of old people come out and pick weeds and stuff like that. So, there are weeds. I see some over there. Here's rice. This field used to have ducks in it in the past. They stopped. Used to put netting around it and have ducks. They used to make a special rice in that field. Here's one of the small little communities, really close to me, very small. I don't have to worry about any kids up, they're still in bed. Family of small storks, egrets. Always fun to see in the morning. Chase them out of their rice fields. They eat the frogs. These rice fields are full of frogs. This is So here's the long bedded truck that I snagged this little piece right here, bending around. So this little piece here is what he's going to show me how to repair. Just spent nearly 20 minutes looking for tools, and I cannot find. I need a 13. This bolt size is a 13, and that's I think a metric. I'm hoping this little wrench may fit. Nope. And that's too big. See, that's a 14 and that's a 12. So I'm gonna have to use this, which sucks because you don't want to use this because you're just gonna strip the bolt probably. And these bolts are so rusted on here, probably need to heat them up with a blowtorch to break them, because there's screws on this end and I cannot grip it with a screwdriver, so I'm going to have to get a gripper for this thing, try to stop it from moving. Well, can't do it. The bolt in the back has a Phillips head, and basically when I put the other thing in and with a clamp on it, it just fucked up that bolt. So the only way to pull that off is gonna have to take a grinder, whatever, whack the bolts off, put the bolts off, and then put new bolts. So I'm gonna head to the office now, see if he's there and tell him. Well, my chairman never showed up. He's gonna teach me how to do that. So now I'm back out on the field. Because my Japanese isn't that good, I'm not sure if he said I work out here till 1, or the guy who's gonna help me is gonna show up at 1. Since the guy's not here now, I'm thinking it's the latter. So this is the baler, and it makes these bales like right there. And then there's a wrapper, and the wrapper's behind here. Now you can see all this grass here. There's an issue with this. It's old, it's kind of beat up. This is something else I gotta fix. I did that, bent that. So I gotta pull that off, take it to the shop and fix that. So I'm probably gonna do that tonight and then see if it will help me fix that. But I'm actually picking this up and taking it home and using it as ground cover. This is cow food, and we wrap it really well, I guess to stop it from, cut all the oxygen off. It stops it from rotting down and stays fresh is my thinking, because it goes 20 wraps around this thing here. There it is right there. Now every morning before you get into a tractor, you got to service it. You have to. Let me show you a little bit of that. First thing is you add fuel, you add oil. You can see I've got it topped up. And there's all these grease points. You can see where I've cleaned them off and I put grease in. It's really important that all the machinery is kept really lubricant. So that's all up there. And then there's the parts. There's the same side on the other side. And then there's the parts in the front here. And you can see where I put grease down on there and all this part here. So, all right, let's start this cookie up. There's a clutch down there. You press the clutch and you turn the key. Well, first you got to get these things out of there. So this is the forward and back. This controls your track like a tank. And then this starts all the machinery in the back. Alright. As you can see here, you can see where they planted the rice, and you always want to kind of cut with the rice, and you can see it's not very straight there. And I cut about 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see the ones at the end here. So actually I'm going to finish that up. Now you should always be lined up on the outside. As you can see here, I'd be having to look at this arm here, right? And that's not the way you want to do it. So I'm going to go up there and turn around and come back. Look at this bale. This is not a bale. It didn't wrap. And I came around, all of a sudden the light was on. And so I figured I missed it. I didn't hear the beeping. It's all clean. It just didn't wrap. Oh. You gotta check for these pins, make sure they haven't broken. No pins are broken. Check back here. This doesn't have one. It's fucking annoying. See these here, these are little pins. think what I can do is just pick up the bail and. All right, that pin's here. That pin's right there. Hasn't broken. This is released. So I don't know why the light went off. That pin, all the pins in here are in there. I don't know why this is getting filled up with shit in here. Right? I don't know. Alright, so this is what you don't want to happen. And basically these are cutting blades and they've got all jammed up. And because they got jammed up, the pin broke on this side here. Now you got to clear all this, and usually what happens is this thing here gets stuff in it and it stops working as effectively. This is like a conveyor belt. So now I got to replace this pin here. But first, I've got to clean out all of that stuff. So first thing you got to do is get all this out of the back, and that means crawling up under this thing. And I'll tell you what, I barely fit in here. There's no way for me to videotape me doing it. Basically, I squeeze in there, and I use this and get all those weeds out. Well, hell, I told the other guy to wrap, and he's just taking off. So I've got all these bales to wrap, and we can't leave them out. It may rain. So I'm gonna leave this job. When he comes back, he can do it himself. He has created such a mess here. So he's back. Here he is in the car. He just came as I was going. I was like, everything needs to be wrapped. All right, back to cleaning this. I'm gonna crawl in here just to give you an idea of what it's like. Look, see. I tell you what, if you got hay fever, you wouldn't like this at all. There's a lot of hay. This is what you got to do. You got to get it all out, because there's two wheels back here that ultimately need to be freed up, and then the cutters are up above, and then that's next. All right, I got a bunch. Now I'm gonna just kind of pull it all out with me. Woo! Look at that. I got more. Going back in. Yeah. So you can see, you got to use this knife, otherwise you can't reach back in there. All right, there, I can see the cutters. That's what I'm after. I free out these corners up there. Okay. Whew. These are so sharp, I made the mistake of not using my glove, and my finger hit one of these blades, and look, blood. So now I'm headed back to the office with the pieces off the combine, WC, they call it the WC, I don't know why it's called WC, and I'm going to repair them. So that's just part of being a farmer. You can't be sending stuff out all the time. You've got to fix your own stuff. So learning how to use all these tools is important. Nothing like the beautiful coastal drive. Oh, this kudzu.